Morning, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody who is tuning in to the sports-oriented Wokeism show. I'm your host Solomon Wafua. Thank you for joining another episode. For those of you who have contributed in the last one, thank you so much. Really appreciate it, either positive or negative. It's part of growing the channel and just getting feedback and be able to learn from them. But today, of course, we're going to look at another headline that has just confirmed that when wokeism penetrates into the sports industry, then it's going to produce mixed results. And this headline I'm talking about is the headline that I got from Bounding into Sports. And the headline says Mark Cuban admits considering race and gender as part of hiring. Federal official explains why that's a problem. That's the article released today on Bounding into Sports on its website, and that's what we're going to be looking at. So, uh, in short, it's telling us why does a CEO or a general manager or the owner of a certain entity use affirmative action or diversity, equity, and inclusion to their at their disposal rather, to get better results in their entities. Now, of course, Mark Cuban sold his majority stake in the Dallas Mavericks to Miriam Adelson, who is the heiress to the empire built by her late husband, uh, Sheldon Adelson, who's an Israeli American who built his whole empire around uh, Las Vegas. Sons, everything to do with entertainment, sports entertainment related, you know, company. That's what Las Vegas Sun is all about. It's all about sport, the hotels, casinos, and even betting and so forth. That was his whole empire. Then he passed on several years back, and then his wife took over from there, and she's now one of the richest women in the world, not only in America but in the whole world, just because of the inheritance. And I think several weeks back, she bought majority stake of Dallas Mavericks from Mark Cuban, and of course, since Mark Cuban left that role as the majority owner, but currently still has the minority, and at the same time he is the governor of the team in the NBA board of directors. So I'll be reading through the article which I've just mentioned not long ago, and let's see what it has to say about Mark Cuban admitting this hard truth. Straight to the point. Dallas Mavericks minority team owner Mark Cuban had a rough day on X yesterday, getting into a debate over DEI, which is diversity, equity, and inclusion in business, and admitting he considered race and gender as part of the decision-making process for hiring in the past. That's when an official with the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission stepped in and pointed out that based on the law, even using race and gender as in quotes motivating factor is prohibited. Cuban got caught up in a lengthy debate with the ex social media personality The Rabbit Hole, who requested the billionaire answer one question, and he quoted, "Have you hired people on the basis of demographics on the belief that doing so better position your companies to succeed?" End of quote. Uh, and the article continues to say, quoting, "I've never heard anyone based exclusively on race, gender, religion." End of quote. Cuban insisted. Then he continues to quote, "I only ever hire the person that will put my business in the best position to succeed." End of quote. And another statement says, "And yes, race and gender can be part of the equation." End of quote. He added in what amounts to a very significant quotes but with dots. And I continue to say, "I view diversity as a competitive advantage." That is what Mark Cuban has said. Going down to further down the article, they pose the question as a subtopic: did Mark Cuban step on a legal wreck? And then the article continues to say, Cuban's comments backed up the ears of one Andrea R. Lucas, the commissioner of the EEOC, who pointed out that what he claims to have done is technically in violation of the very statute he was asked about. In quotes, unfortunately, you are dead wrong on black letter Title 7 law. End of quote. Lucas responded on X. As a general rule, continues to quote, race or sex can't even be a motivating factor, in quotes, nor a plus factor, tiebreaker, or tipping point. Okay, quote ends. And another statement says, it's important employers understand the ground rules here. Lucas later added more helpful information from Mark Cuban, quoting, in case you need a primer on the law. Uh, End of that statement. Unfortunately for Mark Cuban, as the article continues, while this may have been the most concerning thing that happened to him on X yesterday, it certainly wasn't the most embarrassing. The minority Mavericks owner in the NBA opened the floor to a Q&A with X users and got roped in by the Greg parody account. Quotes, what are your thoughts on what D wrote about you last night? Greg asked. Then the article continues to say, Cuban replied, quotes, I don't know who that is, Greg, but I'm proud of you for bringing it up. Then Greg fired back and he quoted, it's these nuts. Or maybe it's DEIZ then nuts. Another quote. Cuban later acknowledged the epic fail in quotes on his part in falling for the joke. Now, if you just heard what I've just read to you on that headline, it looks like the decisions he made during his tenure as majority owner of the Mavericks, which he had for more than 2 decades. Of course, winning one NBA title in 2011 when they beat the Miami Heat. Just goes to confirm that affirmative action or diversity, equity, and inclusion gives you mixed results, or in most of the time gives you negative results. Why? Because you're trying to exclude the best qualified and pander or fall in line or give way to the unqualified, or to give those who have lower standards, or should I say lack of experience in whatever industry they want to work for. And this is the fate they get. And look at Mark Cuban admitting that reality. So what does that tell you? Wokeism in sports gives you either mixed results or negative results. So that's why meritocracy is slowly fading, not only in sports, in the sports industry, but in every other sector of the economy or sector of society. That when you exclude merit and you cater it to diversity and inclusion, then you will obviously get negative results or mixed results at some point. That's why when it comes to hiring people at whatever position, either at the board of directors or at the technical team of whatever sports team or entity, and this person you are hiring is from a underserved group, or is from a community that is known for radicalism, and you put them there, then you all know it would paint a good picture, not just for the entity, but for the organization that runs different entities under its umbrella. And Mark Cuban is an example. We are yet to hear more headlines of such people who have surrendered to DEI or affirmative action and have now regretting why they did so, because they were pleasing the minority instead of giving it to the most deserving or best qualified candidates according to their resume. Yeah, so that's what I had to share with you. Let me know what you have to say about it in whatever platform you're using. Either you're watching me or you're listening to me. Can't wait to get your feedback. Otherwise, that's what I had for today. I'm your host once again, Solomon Wafua, and until the next one, can't wait to see you in the next one, and bye.